the 5th grade class here at Madonna School. Each year, the 5th grade chooses an environmental issue that they want to help change for the better. This year, we decided that we wanted to help the great white sharks, especially after we found out that these amazing apex predators of the sea were endangered because of our choices. We believe that we can and will change the world. We've been working on this project for about 7 months. To start our project, we needed to learn as much about these Jurassic predators as possible, so we could teach others. We divide groups into all about shark conservationists, and shark vets. To learn as much as possible about sharks, we met with David McGuire from Stewards, as he himself has been working to protect these sharks globally and raise awareness about the human impact on them. We also learned about the sharks and their connection to the ecosystem by trips to the Elkhorn Slough and the NOAA Visitor Center. We also worked with various organizations such as Shark Allies and Save Our Shores. Using all of this information, we made visual aids to teach ourselves and research papers.
White shark, and many other shark species are amazing predators that have survived 5 mass extinctions. These masters of their senses not only have a heightened sense of sight and smell, but they also have special electroreceptors near their nose called the ampullae of Lorenzini. This allows them to sense electrical fields in other animals. They also have a lateral line which helps them feel the magnetic poles of the earth, and it also acts like a compass for them. These amazing animals have individual personalities and are full of curiosity. They live in almost every ocean and can range from 60 feet long to sharks small enough to fit in the palm of your hand called pocket sharks. Sharks have torpedo-shaped bodies like the great white shark and hammerheads, to sharks that walk on the seafloor with their fins. Sharks eat prey the size of baby whales to filter feeding sharks that eat krill. We have found fossils of sharks dating back 450 million years ago to recently discover new species of sharks. There once was over 3,000 species of sharks, and today there are roughly over 500. One thing that all sharks have in common beside being a shark is that all 500 species today are endangered by human activity.
Many of the threats that sharks face are human-created threats. First and foremost is plastic. Sharks eat other animals like seals or fish, which eat other animals. This plastic floats in the water, and fish and other animals often mistake plastic for food, as it looks and even smells like prey from swirling around in the ocean. Once the plastic gets in the animal's system, it cannot pass it, and it fills up their stomachs. When the fish, seals, or other animals get eaten by sharks, the sharks get the plastic in their stomach. Their stomachs become so full of plastic that they do not have any room for real food and they can die. In fact, there is a video of a whale shark swimming in a plastic-polluted ocean, trying to filter feed and swallowing large amounts of plastic. Also, plastic is dangerous because it causes entanglement and suffocation. This plastic comes from us, as 80% of what we use makes its way through the watershed into the ocean. We make 300 million tons of plastic in America each year, and 8 million tons of that enters the ocean each year. That plastic causes over 100,000 marine mammals to die each year and over 1 million seabirds. Did you know that for every ocean critter, there's 36 pieces of plastic? That means that by 2050, there will be more pieces of plastic in the ocean than fish. That is scary. However, understandably, when you realize that almost every piece of plastic that was ever created on the earth is still in one form or another, even if we burn it, we are still finding small pieces of plastic in the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the salt we eat. There is so much plastic in the ocean that a new species was discovered in the ocean. It already had plastic fibers inside of its gut. They named the new species after the plastic they found inside
We
of it.
can all help protect the oceans and the sharks by our everyday choices of what we buy and what we use. It's really that simple. By changing our everyday habits, we can reduce what we use and keep it out of the ocean. Recycling is great, but remember that we can only recycle plastic a few times, then it ends up in the landfill. Or even worse, the ocean. Also, 1/3 of what we recycle is shipped overseas, where very little is used and most ends up in the waterways. Even worse is that many countries don't even want our plastic waste anymore, so states are starting to burn it, which is polluting our air. By simply changing our shopping habits and buying in bulk, we can reduce the amount of packaging that is used. When you think before you buy and pick something packaged in metal, paper, or maybe glass, you are making a difference in helping to reduce plastic. A decision as simple as buying a to-go drink in a glass bottle instead of a plastic bottle can help, or simply saying, "No straw, please," can lower that plastic that ends up in the ocean. Also, by finding reusable options for our everyday single-use plastic items, we can reduce the plastic we use. A metal straw, reusable cup, reusable container, or reusable bag can make a huge difference in reducing that amount of plastic that enters the ocean.
We humans are taking too many fish out of the ocean and not allowing the species to reproduce. Not only has this caused a major problem in the food web, as many animals like orcas don't have enough to eat, but it has created an imbalance. Humans are overfishing sharks at a rate of 100 million sharks per year. These sharks are critical for a healthy ocean, as sharks often eat the slow, injured, and sick, leaving the strongest and the best of the species to survive and reproduce. As an apex predator, sharks are critically important to the healthy ocean. No sharks means a sick ocean. We are fishing sharks for their meat, which isn't really safe to eat because they are an apex predator, so they have very high toxins in them from eating so many other animals. They have high mercury levels, high PCBs, and DDT found in their bodies, which transfer to us when we eat them. And even when we aren't fishing for sharks, we're killing them as bycatch when we eat seafood caught in gill nets, long lines, and trawls, as sharks get caught in these nets and lines, and if they can't swim, they can't breathe. We are also fishing sharks for silly things, like grinding them into fish meal, shark liver oil, or for vitamins, or even worse, squalene for beauty products, or sticking our meat into cat food. If you see rock salmon or white fish, you're eating shark or feeding your pet shark with all of those toxins. But even worse than fishing for sharks is the act of shark finning. This is where the sharks are caught, their fins are cut off while they are alive and thrown back into the water to die a slow and painful death. Why, you may ask? So that shark fin soup can be made. Keep in mind that the fins have no flavor and no nutritional value, as they are simply just like your nose or ear cartilage. But shark fins for this soup are such a big deal that an entire black market business of shipping and selling fins happens all over the world. In fact, of the 100 million sharks killed a year just for their fins are mostly for this soup. But sharks are scary and kill us and want to eat us, right? Isn't it better for us if they're all gone? That is what the movies and the media want to tell us. Actually, I think sharks should be more afraid of us because last year there were only 4 deaths because of sharks in the entire world and 64 unprovoked attacks, compared to the 100 million sharks a year we kill. And if you think about how many people visit the ocean each year, over the entire world, 4 is a really small number. You are more likely to die from horses, cows, mosquito, deer, or a vending machine falling on you than you are a shark.
For our project, we also worked with our 9th grade buddies and high school marine biology teacher to fully learn about plastic in the ocean and its effects on animals. We watched a documentary together titled Plastic Paradise, where we saw huge amounts of plastic in our ocean and washing up on beaches worldwide, and how it's hurt almost every animal on the planet. We worked on many science labs with our buddies to examine more closely the plastic that is showing up in gyres of the ocean and what happens to plastic when it gets into the ocean.
Once we learned about sharks, we tried to find ways that we could help these top predators of the sea and teach others how to help it. We started by using our constitutional rights to share our knowledge with the local, state, and federal representatives, and wrote letters supporting single-use plastic bans, stronger bans on shark finning, ending the shark fin trade, and a ban on gill nets and long lines. We have recently started to receive letters back from our federal and state representatives.
We worked with NOAA visitor centers on a beach cleanup at Cowell's Beach to track some of the plastic we were picking up. We found that almost 90% of the trash we picked up was plastic, and almost all of it was small enough to fit in our hand. We also did some water quality testing and found that in each drop of water examined under a microscope, there was at least one microfiber plastic. To determine where this trash is coming from, we tracked our household waste for 5 days and mechanically drew individual pie graphs of our household waste and the trash we picked up. Through this data, we were able to see the amount of waste a 5th grade household uses and what ends up on the beach. Looking at this data, each family made a pledge to help reduce waste to help save the sharks and the ocean. One change can make a huge difference. Another way we're trying to help reduce the amount of waste that ends up in the ocean and washes up on the shore is through visiting local restaurants. We counted how much of one single-use item they use in an hour. We counted items like plastic straws, condiment packets, plastic cups, and takeout clamshells. Then we see how much they use in a week, a month, and a year. We wrote up presentations to present to them. We called or emailed them while in quarantine to ask them to please pledge to help lower their plastic rates so they could help save the sharks and the seas. We realized what hard work it is to help convince people to change their ways.
After watching a documentary on shark finning, we also wanted to work with shark allies in Florida to help urge lawmakers pass a bill that would ban the shark fin trade in Florida. Although shark finning is illegal in the United States, we found that shark fins could still be sold, traded, or even shipped through the United States. In California, we found that if you have a special permit, then you can sell shark fins or shark fin soup. And sadly, these loopholes don't really help stop the shark fin trade, which is the main reason sharks are killed. We also learned from shark allies that Florida is a major place for shark fins to travel through other countries. And by banning the sale, trade, and shipping of shark fins, it would make it much more difficult for the shark fins to get to other countries, which would then reduce the amount of illegal shark finning. So we worked with shark allies to write letters to the Florida Legislature and watched as the bill slowly made its way through many committees and changed from committee to committee. Although we hope for a stronger bill that wouldn't allow any shark fins to be sold, traded, or shipped, it's a great bill and we hope it will pass. We hope they will vote in both the House and the Senate. My class and I hope this year will end with the Governor of Florida signing the bill into law.
Lastly, our class has created an original educational short film to teach the public about the sharks and how to help with their survival. Our film was written, filmed, acted, edited, and sold by us. We are selling our DVD as a way to raise money to support the different organizations that have worked with us and work to help protect the sharks and their habitat. Our DVD is about some everyday students in a science lab who accidentally drink their science potion and it turns them into half sharks, where they end up in an alternative universe. They meet up with Professor Fartsparkles, who tells them that they need to defeat the evil Emperor in order to stop the threats that kill the sharks and turn back into humans. The kids, or half kids, half sharks, soon realize that they are facing the same threats that sharks face every day. Will they be able to make it through the threats and face the Emperor? Will they be able to defeat the evil Emperor and make it back home as humans? Or will they become sharks stuck in this parallel universe forever? We are proud to present this virtual preview showing of the 5th grade class's original film, SOS, A Fintastic Tale.
We're going to be looking at the molecules that started life on Earth and create our own pretend solution to start our own life on Earth.
I like science and all, but I don't understand these labs where we pretend things. It would be much cooler if we actually did make life out of this potion.
Well, actually, the molecules of life are so that theoretically you should be able to combine them and create life. I vote we give it a try. In fact, I vote we go even farther and create actual sea life, not just bacteria, which is what the first life form was.
Okay, let's just get this lab done, because lunch is next period, and I'm hungry.
You're always hungry.
It's not my fault that my stomach leaves my brain. In fact, we should make food out of this potion thing instead.
Well, let's create something before the period is over and we have to come in at lunch to finish it.
Come in at lunch? No.
Okay, it says mix this with this. Just pour it.
Got it? Then it says stir 10 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mix this and stir another 10 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, I guess we just sit aside and wait and see.
Cool, let's out for lunch.
Oh wait, hey, I forgot I brought some cocoa to share. Lori, Lily, please go get it. It's by our lab table, so we can all toast finishing the lab. And Noah won't have to eat us.
Cool. Yay, hot cocoa.
So hot cocoa.
Thank you.
It's so
Cheers!
What is this?
This hot cocoa tastes awful!
Yeah, it doesn't taste like
Say
hot
that
chocolate
again.
at all.
What did you grab? Did you grab the container that said hot cocoa? I don't remember. Can you go to that table and see what we just all drank? The table? Yeah, the lab table.
What is going on?
How can we get back to normal? Wait, you guys are all sharks.
Yes, Laura, we've established that. Remember, you brought us our science experiment solution instead of the hot cocoa, and we all drank it, so now we're these in-between shark and human things.
Well, can I change my name now?
No, what? No, we're trying to turn back into normal people.
Yeah, and all I know is that I'm a shark, and I'm even more hungry.
That's not because you're a shark. That's because you're you.
Baby shark, don't even start with that song, or that song will be stuck in my head this entire day. Anyone want hot cocoa?
No, that's what we drank in the first place that turned us into sharks.
Indeed it did, and indeed you are. Drinking it again will turn you more into a shark and less of a human. Wait. Who are you? My name is Professor Fud Sparkles. Bam!
Wait. Aren't glitter and sparkles tiny pieces of plastic? And plastic is dangerous to the environment? I read that there are 8.3 million pieces of microplastics in the ocean right now.
I am Professor Fart Sparkles. As I am aware. That's why I use bioglitter. Glitter made of plants, so it decomposes. I've thought of everything. Trust me. Mind-blowing, I know. As I was saying, there is one way to turn yourself back into the humans that you were. You must defeat the Emperor.
The what? Listen, Professor whatever you are, I don't care why we are half sharks and why we are here and what the heck we have to turn back into humans.
It's as simple as poof, pow, glam! Sharks are the top dog of the sea, and right now they're going at 100 million per year. Take off the top predator, and everything underneath it goes bye-bye. Get it? Got it? Good.
No, actually, I'm the top dog of the sea. That's what everybody tells me.
Respect.
No, you are not. And what this Professor Flatulence is trying to explain in some poofy way is that sharks are the apex, top predator. And whenever you take out a top predator, it disrupts the entire ecosystem that the predator lives in.
Sharks? Where?
Remember, Lori, you are a shark. We have gone over this. We are all half shark right now.
Oh, right. So Professor Sparkles.
Fight, Sparkles!
Okay, yeah, whatever. Why do we have to defeat this emperor?
Because he is the one who has created all the threats the sharks face, and the one we must defeat to save the sharks and save the sea!
So we find this emperor and crush him. That'll be a piece of cake.
Cake where? I am so ready for cake.
No. Actually, we defeat the emperor first, and then we eat cake.
If you are ready, I can send you off to the door of Maloon. Just let me know.
Maloon? Doesn't that mean evil?
Poof, pow, puff, puff, blam. And in one bio-sparklet pop, the door will come to you.
Sharks are 450 million years old and have been on this planet longer than any vertebrate animals. Sharks are one of the most evolutionary successful species to ever live because they have survived the 5 mass extinctions. There have been over 3,000 species of sharks in the past. Currently, there are around 440 species. The average size of a shark depends on its species. There are sharks small enough to fit in the palm of your hand to the great white shark, which is 15 to over 20 feet in length and weighs about 500 to 2,400 pounds.
The mouths of sharks are lined with several rows of teeth as they lose teeth throughout their lives. For example, the great white shark loses about 30,000 teeth in their lifetime. Sharks have a lot of jaw strengths, what they use to catch their prey. For instance, the great white shark has about 4,000 pounds per square inch. Keep in mind a human jaw is about 150 to 200 pounds per square inch. The amazing thing about sharks' jaws, it can unhinge, which allows the shark's mouth to reach forward and bite its prey.
Sharks have a stream-like body and are very strong swimmers. They have 3 main fins, the dorsal on the back, the 2 pectoral on the sides, and the 2 small pelvic fins. Fins provide balance and stability in the water.
Like all fish, sharks breathe through their gills. As water passes over the gills, tiny blood vessels take in oxygen from the water and carbon dioxide waste passes from the blood to the water. Sharks need to swim in order to breathe. If they stop swimming, they die from lack of oxygen. Shark skin is covered by tiny, flat, V-shaped scales called dermal denticles. These are more like teeth than fish scales. These denticles decrease drag and turbulence, allowing the shark to swim faster and more quietly.
Sharks have flexible skeletons made out of cartilage and connective tissue, making them different from any bony fish and land vertebrate. Cartilage is a firm tissue, but is more flexible and half as dense as bone. Scientists can tell the age of a shark by counting how many rings there are on the backbones. Sharks grow a new layer or ring every year, just like counting trees.
Sharks are masters of their senses. Their external ears are hard to see. They are 2 small openings behind and above the eyes. Inside these openings, there are cells that can sense even the tiniest vibrations in the surrounding waters. Sharks also have an ear stone that responds to gravity, letting the shark know if it is heading up in the water, down, or if it's upside down.
Sharks have day vision and night vision. When threatened, they roll their eyes backwards into the socket to protect their eyes. Sharks have developed methods of amplifying the light in their eyes, which makes them more efficient than any nocturnal hunting mammals such as cats, foxes, and wolves. Sharks have the most acute sense of smell. They can smell 1 drop of blood in 10 billion drops of ocean water. Their nostrils are on the underside of the snout and can lead to an organ called the olfactory bulb.
The lateral line extends along the body of the shark from head to tail and is made of cells that can sense vibrations in the water. Sharks can detect the direction, speed, and movement of their prey, even from as far as 250 meters away with the tiny cells in the lateral line. Pit organs help sharks sense water currents. The pit organs are 2 oversized denticles which cover a small pocket in the skin. At the bottom of the pocket, there are sensory cells that most likely register mechanical stimuli as water currents.
Sharks can detect electrical fields. They can feel the electrical currents through tiny openings located on the snout. These tiny openings have special cells called the ampullae of Lorenzini that can feel the power and direction of electrical currents. Scientists have discovered the power that sharks can use a sense to navigate the oceans by following an electrical map of the magnetic fields that crisscross the Earth's crust.
Sharks are top predators and help to manage a healthy ecosystem. It is unknown what their number should be for healthy oceans. However, removing them from the food chain can have an unpredictable and devastating consequence in the ocean because they're an apex predator. And if an apex predator goes extinct, then the food chain is out of balance, and species lower in the food web can overproduce, which then causes the producers of the ocean to be overeaten. Healthy oceans need a healthy shark population.
Wait, what just happened? So basically, we're like rebel forces going against the evil emperor to save the galaxy. And I'm like Luke Sharkwalker. But don't worry, we just have to use the Force. Use the Force.
Okay, thank you for the helpful pep talk, but no, you are just Luke, and we really just need to use the door. Use the door that magically appeared here when Professor Set went away.
I think a name like Fart Sparklers will make him smell a little better.
So do we just go in?
Go in where? What? The door. Remember, we're trying to find the Emperor who's creating all the threats to the sharks so we can destroy him and return to being humans.
Yeah. What are we?
We're sharks, remember? We're all half shark.
Great. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby
Stop!
shark.
None of that.
So we still have the store. Do we just go in? There might be food behind it. I haven't eaten in like 13 minutes. Cinnamon rolls, cake, churros, muffins.
No. We've heard enough about food.
Food. This is the door of destiny. We need to face our destiny. Okay, let's open it on count of 3. 1, 2. What comes next? 3.
Oh. Wait, this is an elevator.
So we're in an elevator, no lightsabers for protection. This is bad. For the last time, we are not in Star Wars. Wait, I'm forgetting. Are we?
No!
Stop touching my feet.
I'm not touching you.
Something's touching my feet. Mine too. What is stuff filling up the
Push
elevator?
buttons, quickly, or we'll drown in this stuff.
It's plastic. We're drowning in plastic.
Help!
Plastic is a major threat to sharks and all marine life. Plastic kills by entanglement, suffocation, or when an animal digests it, and it fills up in their stomach so that they cannot eat anymore and die from starvation. Sharks and other marine animals, like turtles, think they're not hungry because the plastic makes them feel full, but actually they're starving from not having any food. Sharks are apex predators, so they ingest other animals that have eaten the plastic that have mistaken that for food. Over time, that plastic accumulates in the sharks, not only passing on the toxins on the plastic like PCD and DDT, but the plastic stays in the sharks' bodies. Plastic gets into our oceans by flying through lakes, rivers, and streams all over the country, and eventually ends up in the ocean. In fact, 80% of what we use ends up in the ocean. There is an estimated 606,375,000,000 pounds of trash floating in our oceans right now, and another 17,640 pounds entering the ocean each year. There is plastic found at every part of the ocean at every depth explored. Scientists discovered a new species in the ocean, and of course it has plastic, a microfiber in it. So they named this tiny new sea creature after the plastic they found in its gut, Eartheus plasticus. If you think about it, every piece of plastic ever made is still around, and with 300 million tons of plastic being made every year, this problem is going larger by the minute. All this plastic in the ocean isn't surprising because in America, each person uses 185 pounds of plastic each year. There is about 300 million people in America, so that's 8 million pounds of plastic for our whole country, and 80% of that goes into the ocean. This plastic kills about 100,000 marine animals each year and 1 million seabirds a year. The solution is simple. By saying no to a little everyday single-use items, you can prevent the plastic from entering the ocean at all. By saying no straw please or bringing your own shopping or produce bag, you can reduce the 500 million straws used each day in America and 100 billion plastic bags used a year. By bringing a reusable water bottle,
you can reduce the 50 billion bottles used a year. Each and every choice you make to use a little less plastic keeps it out of the ocean and from killing animals like sharks.
Wait, what just happened? How did an elevator take us to a garden? This makes no sense.
An octopus garden?
Wait, where's Joaquin?
Oh no, we lost Joaquin to the elevator of plastic. The Plastic Galactic Empire got the best. You know, in battles you have to be some good men.
This is not Star Wars.
Stars? Where? Wait, why are we in a garden?
We are in a garden. Star Wars is a movie. And we have no idea why we are here.
Hey, what's that thing over there? It looks so cool and amazing.
Oh, you scared me.
Saved your life. What is that exactly?
Oh, I know. My friend Nemo told me. It's called that.
No, it's not. It's a net. We are sharks. Remember, sharks don't escape nets.
Look at me, I'm gonna touch that.
No, you are not. Yeah, because she's too afraid.
Hey, I'd like to see you get closer.
Yeah, watch me. No, don't. This is not why we are here. It's dangerous. 38 million animals get stuck in nets every year. 38 million.
Opal's gonna touch the net!
Opal, what do you think you are doing? You are going to get stuck. Come back here right now. Opal, stop. Don't move. Don't put one foot on that net. Don't you dare. Are you listening to me? Get back here.
You touched the nut.
The butt?
No, the nuts.
No, it's not a nut. It's not a butt. It's a net. Seriously, you guys have to pay more attention.
Opal, paddle your tail over here right now. Great, now I have to rescue Opal.
Stop! Look! They're everywhere! They're clones. They are surrounding us.
Run, hurry, swim, whatever. Just get to the gate.
The gate.
What the? Hurry, run, get to the gate. Wait, did you save Opal?
No, I couldn't get to her before the nets had her.
In her evil grasps.
No, I won't bust the dust. Hurry, get to the gate before one of us becomes bycatch. No, I won't bust the dust. What the? Hurry, run, get to the gate. What the? Hurry, run, get to the gate. What the? Wait, get to the gate.
No, stop. This isn't working. We need another plan.
Hey, haven't seen that game before?
Yes, that's the elevator of plastic where Joaquin died. Wait, stop. Where are you going?
Some of the major threats to shark species are overfishing, bycatch, and shark finning. Overfishing is when people catch more sharks than sharks can reproduce. This always leads to either extinction or severe endangerment. Overfishing is happening for many reasons: shark finning, shark meat, cosmetics, vitamins, and even in energy drinks. So many products have sharks in them we aren't even aware of. Did you know rock salmon or whitefish is often shark meat? Sharks are dangerous to eat because, like most apex predators, they have accumulated a lot of toxins and are very high in mercury and other metals and pollutants. Or that shark liver oil or shark cartilage vitamins for energy drinks sound healthy but actually are dangerous. Or that many cosmetics have squalene in them, which is shark oil, and again you are rubbing a highly toxic oil on your face from a highly contaminated animal. The problem is we are fishing out 11,417 sharks every hour, and they just can't reproduce and recover fast enough. Bycatch is when people who are fishing accidentally catch other animals like sharks. As a result, these animals die. In fact, 12 million sharks are killed by bycatch each year. Not to mention that 40% of what is caught in nets and long lines each year is bycatch. That means 40% of what is caught is dead and tossed back to the ocean wasted. For example, for every pound of shrimp that can be eaten, 6 pounds of bycatch happens. The most common type of fishing that has a lot of bycatch are long lines, gill nets, and trawl nets. Not to mention, any lost nets become ghost nets, which are really big nets that are cut loose by fishermen that can be miles long and up to 100 feet deep, floating around catching and killing marine life. This is an easy thing to eliminate by avoiding fish caught using such nets that have a lot of bycatch and buy sustainable seafood. Shark finning is the act of catching a shark to simply cut off the fins and then wasting the remainder of the shark. Often, finning is done when the sharks are alive and they are thrown back into the ocean to slowly die. Many acts of finning are illegal, but there are those who fish sharks legally but still mainly catch a shark for the fins, then use the body for fertilizer or pet food. With shark fins getting an average of $450 per fin, you can see where the problem comes from. Shark fins are dried and are put in a soup even though the shark fin is made entirely of cartilage and does not have any nutritional value or taste. New studies show that over 100 million sharks are killed per year just for this delicacy. Many countries have bans on the act of shark finning, but more can still be done, as these bans do not stop the sale and trade of shark fins. We can all make a huge difference by banning the shark fin trade and stop the sale, serving, and possession of shark fins.
Not this again, the plastic is drowning us.
I've got this. There's no way that's gonna work. This isn't Star
No! Look, it's working. It's straw.
Lightsaber.
No, it's a reusable straw, but it's working like a lightsaber up against a single-use plastic.
That's it. Reusables defeat single-use plastic.
Reusable? Yeah, like reusable bags or reusable cups, anything that uses less plastic.
His lightsaber or his straw or whatever it is, it's saving us. Oh, should I watch that?
No.
Can sharks really fly?
No.
Wait, this can't be it. It's just a room. Where's the Emperor?
This cannot be. Where are we?
Remember, we accidentally drank our science experiment that turned us into half sharks. Then we met Professor Sparkles, who said if we wanted to become humans again, then we have to find the Emperor.
Emperor Palpatine.
Wrong, Emperor. This isn't Star Wars.
We have to defeat the evil Emperor who's creating all the threats to the sharks all over the world. We have survived the plastic elevator twice.
Well, some of us did.
Some of us survived. Then we survived the nets.
Some of us did.
Yes, some of us survived. Then we went back into the elevator and Luke saved us with his reusable straw. The elevator led us out into a garden and now we need to find the Emperor so we can get back to being humans.
Luke Shirkwalker, if you please.
This isn't Star Wars.
Oh, I remember.
Do you really?
Well, where's this empire anyways? Because all I see is creepy shark posters. Kind of cool, but still.
Actually, these posters are really frustrating because sharks aren't man-killing machines like they make us. I mean, them in the movies.
Yeah, don't people know that sharks are actually good for the population? They eat the unhealthy and injured, which actually helps the population.
Yeah, and they have their own personalities and are really calm and cute animals.
Yeah, there's even sharks small enough to fit in the palm of your hand that glow in the dark.
Glow like a lightsaber.
If only people take the time and knew and understood, then maybe they would care more about how many sharks are killed by being finned or caught in ghost nets or just caught for trophies.
Yeah, if you think about it, humans are the villains.
Are you the villains, really?
Who said that?
Sharks are the big mean killing machines, just waiting to take a bite out of you. Think of Jaws, Sharknado, Megalodon. They are just out there waiting to eat you.
What? So not true.
Where is that voice coming from?
It's the Emperor of the Plastic Galactic Empire.
This is not Star Wars.
No, wait, I think he's right. Maybe this is the Emperor's voice. Maybe we found him.
Found me? No, small things. I've been leading you here all along. You see, you started to figure the connections out, and I just can't have the people thinking. Thinking leads to habits changing. Habits changing leads to people becoming aware of their choices and change. Change leads to awareness of the impacts on sharks. And how can I possibly let that happen when the world will only be safe with all the sharks in it gone?
What are you talking about? You don't know anything. Sharks are important. Sharks are beautiful.
FYI, more people die from vending machines than by sharks.
Vending machine? I'm so hungry.
Or coconuts. More people die from coconuts than sharks in a whole year.
Did you say coconuts?
Often, when you ask people what the most scary part of the ocean is, they will say shark. The fact that we humans kill over 100 million sharks a year, compared to a total of 1 person per year dying in America from sharks, and a total of only 64 shark encounters over the entire world. Jaws is a movie that is widely known, and many people have seen it if they have not heard of it. There are other movies like this one, all with the plot line in which the shark is the villain. There are over 80 of these movies making sharks the villain, like The Meg, 47 Meters Down, Deep Blue Sea, and Sharknado. Often, people fear shark attacks along the coast because of these movies. The media and press are not helping with this paranoia of sharks, as they often feature shark attacks inflicting fear on those in the water. The truth is that sharks do mistake floating humans for food. But consider the number of sharks in the water and the number of visits humans make in the water. 64 is not a very big number. In fact, you have more of a chance of dying from a vending machine falling on you or from a falling coconut. But you don't see people making movies about the attack of the coconut, or people running from fear in a coconut, or the media reporting an attack by a coconut. Sharks are amazing, unique, beautiful animals that keep our oceans healthy. In truth, they should be much more afraid of us than we are of them.
Coconuts. I love coconuts.
No, don't eat him! He's the emperor!
It's a coconut.
What? No!
Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get away from me! No! Don't you dare! No! Those are mine! Give them back! No, don't pick me up! Stop it! I'm the emperor! I will kill you! Ah!
There we go.
No!
No! Wait! No! Oh, no.
I guess she can eat him. I mean, it is a coconut.
Coconut? Where? Who?
Okay, so we defeated.
Or eat it.
Whatever. We got rid of the evil emperor of the Plastic Galactic Empire. So where's this fart sparkle so we can get home? Wasn't the goal to save the sharks?
Yes!
Oh my
You
god.
saved the sharks and saved the sea, or kind of saved the sharks.
What do you mean? You said that if we defeated the evil emperor, we would get rid of all those threats to the shark.
Yes, I did say that. But think about it deeply. The real threats come from you, me, everybody.
That's a lot of people.
Yes, it is. The real power to defeat the evil emperor is in your knowledge and sharing your knowledge. That's a very powerful thing, you know?
I know. True. The Emperor was afraid we would share what we've learned. So, to truly defeat the Emperor, we have to be conscious of our decisions and perception of sharks.
Yeah, like using less plastic.
Yes, Sparkle, yeah, that is exactly the way.
Yeah, and we need to know where our fish that we are eating are getting caught from. A lot of sharks are bycatch, which is not okay. We need to eat fish that are caught on hooks, not big like nets and stuff.
Bam! Hiss, meow, meow. That is perfectly the way.
Yeah, even though sharks are predators, they're no more dangerous than a lion, polar bear, or even a sea otter. We need healthy oceans, and healthy ocean needs healthy sharks. And they're going down millions a year. We shouldn't fear them. They should be fearing us.
Yes, yes, yes. You have figured out the knowledge to carry with you, and now you may return to your human form. That's right. And take a little peek over there. And all your human friends with the sparkling puff puff pow will reappear.
Oh my gosh, are you guys okay? Are you alive?
Oh my god.
Is everyone here?
Who's okay? Where have they been?
Not this again. Remember? Joaquin died in the elevator of plastic, and Opal got caught in a net, but it's all okay now because Fart Sparkles brought them back.
Professor Fart Sparkles, now get into a straight line so I can send you home with my magical Fart Sparkle powers. Excuse me, will it smell? Just get into a line. Line, faster.
Why are we standing in a line?
Okay, time to make my hands sparkly. Glitter, 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 glitter. Are you okay? You're still here? Fine, be that way. Just go touch a bubble and you'll go home. Just touch a bubble? Like, that's it? What were you expecting? Rainbow unicorns and dancing butterflies?
Kinda, yeah.
Bubbles! Where are the bubbles? Oh, bubbles!
Hey, look! We're human again.
Did that all just happen, or was that all a dream? I have no idea, but I love sharks and sharks need us. Yeah, we need to make a change in our everyday lives, like using less plastic.
Yeah, and knowing where seafood come from.
Yeah, we need to fight for sharks. Use our voice to end trophy hunting tournaments and talk to our representatives about enforcing shark fin laws. And getting rid of those nets that catch 75 or whatever 25 they're trying to catch. And when they get lost at sea and become ghost nets.
Ghosts? Where?
No, ghost nets. Nets just floating around killing everything in their way.
Those nets are much more dangerous than sharks, and people should know that.
Coconuts are much more dangerous than sharks. Beware the coconut. Beware of the coconut.
Yeah, what are we waiting for? People need to know. Let's go.
And you too can make a difference in the lives of sharks with your everyday choices and just by simply using your voice.
It's important that we help protect the sharks from threats like shark finning, bycatch, pollution, overfishing, and villainizing in order to help save our ocean.
A healthy ocean means healthy people, as we use more than 50% of the ocean for our oxygen, and more than 3 billion people depend on the ocean just with their everyday life.
Join us in speaking up for sharks by contacting your state and federal representatives and getting behind laws that ban shark finning, shark fin trades, gill nets, and trophy hunting.
Also, be sure to reach out to your Florida state representatives and ask them to support laws of banning shark finning and shark fin trade, because shark fin trade in Florida is a major thing.
You can also make a difference with your everyday buying choices. The more single-use plastic we use, the more it ends up choking out our ocean. So join us and make a pledge to stop using single-use plastics or just reduce them.
Also, simple things like bamboo toothbrushes, bringing your own reusable straw, and just to-go containers can make a major impact on the ocean waste.
With simple choices like bringing your own produce bags instead of getting new plastic ones each time, you can help make a huge impact on the ocean.
Also, keep in mind that the media just loves to villainize sharks, like shark attack stories, movies, they sell, but you have more of a chance of dying from a coconut than from a shark attack.
Help us help others see sharks for the beautiful apex predators that they are, and remember that by helping the sharks and the oceans, you're helping the entire population too.